Hello. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I turn this wall into. To get started, first you want to make sure you get your center line right. You want to make sure you have your dimensions correctly. In this instance, I'm going to have my towel rack right above the toilet. So in this, right along the wall like this, towels will hang down, shelf and shelf. But first, we got to make sure the brackets are properly supported along the back end. Now, if you don't have any supports, you may want to use some drywall anchors, but if you find the availability to go ahead and add some brackets or some supports, backing in this instance, the backside, go ahead and take advantage of that, and then you want to make sure that it's properly aligned with your elevations. Once you get your elevation more or less established on the wall or where you want it, if you want to have some space above the actual toilet, raise it up and down as you wish. So in this instance, you can kind of see a little gap right here just to put some candles or some whatever. I don't care. Then you want to make sure you have your elevation, and then that's kind of what you do, right? So now let's get going to the shelves. So the towel rack is now installed. I had to add some backing on the other side of the wall. It's not drywalled yet, so I'm taking advantage of that time to go ahead and just add it. But now it's very firm, it's cured. Now what I'm going to do is add these brackets right above it for the floating shelf. And so that's the next step. These are some brackets from Amazon, modern brackets. All you got to do is same thing, brace into the wall. These are 12-inch brackets. So we'll put them up here, same thing, same principle, and then put the other one above it. But okay, so now we have our shelves installed, or at least our brackets installed. So the next thing is obviously making the shelves. Now previously I had some in my old guest bathroom that I'm going to transfer over here, but I'm actually making them a little bit different. Before they had a different reveal on the edges, and so I'm going to remove that, button it up a little bit, and get it installed here. So yeah, pretty straightforward. I spaced these 13 inches apart. I was going to do 12, but figured with the current basket that we have and some of the towels we want to put in there, it's going to make more sense for us to do that size. Okay, so now to measure the size of the shelves, I actually need to measure the size of the bracket support back here. So this is 1 inch and 9/16. So what I'm going to do is essentially make the outer piece around the perimeter. I call it the banding piece, but the outside piece, essentially this size plus 1 inch, and that's because the top and bottom layer is 1/2 inch thick. So that'll make up that difference. And so that's that piece. Essentially the outside piece will be 2 inches and 9/16, and then it'll go follow along, and the same thing for the top one. That'll make sure that this piece here is fully concealed when you slide the shelf in. So that's the next step. Let's keep it going. Okay, so here's the next step. I'm outside in my unorganized garage. That's because I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've had time to clean it up. So these are the pieces. This is the old shelf I had. I'm gonna go ahead and just make it to size now and use this inside and just slide it in with these pockets. So this is what I was talking about. This part here has to be 1 inch and 9/16, and so the outdoor piece, I'm going to use it now on the outside. That has to be 2 inches and 9/16 to make sure that you hide that bracket support screwed onto the back side of the wall. So that's what we're going to be working on. Let's demo this sucker. Alright, so now we're going to put this to size. 12 and 8. Measure my blade. There we go. Lock it. Okay, so we got all the pieces. Now let's put it together. Okay, a couple things you're going to need to put the shelf together. If you don't have a brad nailer, you can use wood glue. It'll still work just fine, but I'm taking advantage of the fact that I have one. I like to use inch 18 gauge brad nails. This is simply because when you put it together and you fire the brad nail in, if you're using a longer one, it has the tendency to just pop out the side sometimes. Depending on how the wood grain is, that happens a lot. So I like using smaller nails just to make sure that it gets at least enough bite. So that, and obviously you want some wood glue. But those are the three things that you need to put them together, and just making sure that you're making all your cuts accordingly. And so we'll get to that too. Let's go. So cut this piece at 45. This is the outside piece. See, the outside piece gets a 45-degree angle. This is because it's the front face, and then the 45-degree angle going back to the wall will go right here, and that's this piece, so that'll go up to that. So let's cut this piece now. I'm going to be cautious of chipped edges, so I don't like that one, so I'm going to do it again. There you go, that one's cleaner. So this one will meet this side and butt up like that, and then be installed along the top and bottom pieces. So that's how you'll do those pieces. Alright, so you want to give it a good sand. Just get rid of those potential splinters. Don't have to do the inside, but you can use a sander. I have one, I just don't want to bring it out. Use a sanding block just to go ahead and clean up the edges. Using just a normal sanding block. There you go. Okay, so all of my pieces are now sanded. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut them to size. To go ahead and match the dimension that goes back to the wall. So that's the next step. We'll measure that and then put them together. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to pretend this is the bottom piece or the top piece. Doesn't really matter. Actually, it does matter. You want to make sure the nice side is on top. So I'll put this one on the top, and whatever's going to be exposed most to the public, you want to put that, obviously in that side. So I'm going to pretend this is the top, and this piece will go on the outside like that, and you want to make sure that the dimension fits flush like that. And so what you'll do is you'll cut to the back end, so that way the 45-degree piece will come up just like so, and that's going to be it right there. Okay, so we'll measure that dimension. Pretend that's right there. We're good. It's back in over there. We're good, and we'll just mark it. That'll be the back side. Now let's cut it. Okay, so now it's ready to put together. Got all my pieces cut. Got the top piece. Now let's put it together. Wood glue. This is what now? This is 28. Alright, so let's get this going. First thing you want to do is put some glue. excess stuff. Forgot to put the nails in, so let's put those in. Do is get this bad boy and let it rest a piece on the side. Make sure it's gonna fit just fine. Check the other side. Yeah. So we're good. Now you just want to hammer it in. Piece and put a little bit of wood glue. So drop this bad boy in. Probably better if you do it like this. See, you can kind of see it's coming along just fine. You just want to make sure that it's on there. So now we'll just sand down the edges. Obviously you can make, 45 degree, and make it like a beautiful floating shelf, but I like the wood grain look. Not a lot of people are a fan of that, but I'm a fan of that. It just gives it a nice little texture to appreciate wood a little bit more, in my opinion. But yeah, there you go. Now this will just slide right in, but before we do that, we got to stain it. So let's do that. Okay, so now I'm filling it in with some wood plastic. It's upside down. I don't know why. It's super weird that the opening to this is on the top side, but it's just a DAP wood plastic. Plastic wood, so I can actually fill in some of the openings I have. So let's keep it going. Okay, so I'm done sanding it and I'm done applying the plastic wood, sanding all the edges. But now I'm gonna just go ahead and give it a little stain, just to make it look nice and finished. And then I'll let that dry, and then I'll take it inside, and then we'll get it going with the use. So when I say that I like the wood grain, that's what I mean. I just like the way it pops out on the edges. That's just my style. For other projects, for other areas, I'll probably actually make sure I do the 45 all the way around, and you'll never notice it. let's see. Look at that. Now let's look at the other one. Number 2. Boom. Just like that. Now, the towel, just instead of going up there, just goes down here. Okay guys, so there you have it. Another DIY project complete. This time the shelves turned out amazing. I love the way they look here in the guest bathroom. But again, they're going to be put to great use. If you guys find this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be sure to be posting out new content every time I have a new DIY project. But again, that's it for this one. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. We'll catch y'all in the next one.